You are watching Around the Bay Sports. Leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram page at Around the Bay Sports all lowercase. And here are your hosts.
I'm Jack.
I'm Drew.
And I'm Amon. And this is
Around.
The Bay.
Sports. Thank you for joining us. I know All-Star Weekend is upon us. The Home Run Derby is happening live. It's been going on for the past hour. And we just want to we're going to give you our reaction to at least on the first round because we just witnessed some history. Um, the first one was the Pirates hitter hitting 21 home runs, but he set the record of the longest distance at 513 feet. So it hasn't happened since 2021. And yeah, Jack, what's your reaction to that?
Well, honestly, it's not really surprising because O'Neill Cruz is actually one of the most powerful hitters in baseball, and 6 of the 10 homers this season have like the fastest ones that have left the ballpark are him, and did the fastest one. He hit a bomb that was like 122 miles per hour out of the park, so it's not a surprise, and he's got a great future ahead of him. But honestly, it should not be in Pittsburgh if anything.
Drew?
I mean, when I saw that live, that got me shocked. I mean, like Jack said, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's one of the most powerful hitter in the game right now. I mean, it's just that hitting 500 plus bombs in the All Star game, I mean, in his home run derby is a freaking insane. Like, you never see that in ever. But no, but I'm not surprised. I mean, he's one of the best powerful hitter in the game. So I think it's just the fact that he just proved that he just he just does it for a living.
Because I mean, when that happened, it sounded like a firecracker. Because I thought for a moment, like, that went out of the stadium because he blasted that. Like the distance just felt like that might go on forever. And it's just, we witnessed a little history. But speaking of other history, we actually just witnessed the most lowest scored in the home run derby. Only 3, and fortunately, it's from a Yankee. We know Yankee got power. They got some power hitters with their history. They got a lot of power hitters, and yeah. So what do we say about that? Like 3, this is the home run derby. I mean, like you should at least hit like at least we should see maybe at least 10 at least, but only 3. I know the player of of the Yankees is Jazz Chisholm. This is probably his first appearance. I haven't seen much of his highlights when it comes to how much home runs he's been getting, but yeah, it was a rough start. So, how do you guys feel with that, Drew?
I mean, 3 is definitely embarrassing. Even they boo him after that performance. I mean, he deserves to get booed. Honestly, I mean, I get it, he just came back from injury. He had a oblique injury like before he participated in this event. Like obviously a oblique injury is not it's a serious thing. That plays a part of of your home run swings. The motor, but I mean 3 is definitely embarrassing. I mean especially as a Yankee player. You just mentioned you expect at least 10 home runs like minimum, but it just sucks that a player like him and as a franchise, a big market team like the Yankees, that if you hit that low in an event like that, you deserve to get booed. It's probably the most talked thing. I feel like Stephen A. Smith's gonna go off on him tomorrow. So
Mm-hmm. I got our first comment here from Steve saying he should have even chose his own personal pitcher. Yeah, I don't know who pitched to him, but they should have maybe practiced a little better, maybe get some understanding where he wants to hit, because that was a bit disappointing in front of 40,000 fans.
And also, like hitting lefty, if in like this ballpark right now, it's hard for a lefty to hit over the fence compared to if you're hitting righty. It's easier hitting left field fence over. It's like a difference between left field fence and a right field fence at that ballpark. That's probably particularly why you couldn't hit that many.
Jack, what's your take on all this?
I mean, it's kind of surprising because Jazz Chisholm is definitely a favorite guy on, like, one of the more favorite guys on the Yankees. I mean, he's got the season with 17 homers, so he's in the top 30 for homers. But 3 homers is just terrible. It's honestly, it felt like he was just there to have fun. If you want to do that, I mean, that's completely fine. But at least, do better. But it's, I mean, when you wear a Yankees uniform, you got certain expectations, and you being the worst guy on one of the best, like in the home run derby, on one of the best teams in the MLB, it's not a good look for him. So it's disappointing. Am I surprised? I would say sort of, because 3 is
3 you don't
that's
expect.
unacceptable. So
You wouldn't expect it in a home run derby.
Well, just to keep you guys in the loop here, Camaro is, if I'm seeing this, Camaro in? No, Cruz is in. So you guys see who moved on the next round? Or no?
let's see. Sorry, my thing is currently loading. All
I
I
think
see is New
Camaro
York
advances.
Caminero. All I just see is Caminero.
Camaro is in. He beats Buxton by 1.
He beat Buxton, yeah.
By 1. Right now, Radley is beginning taking on Cruz, so we'll keep you informed. But sticking with
keep on falling.
Sticking with MLB, before the All-Star break, we always follow our Giants, and unfortunately, we thought this would be the year that the Giants beat the Dodgers, and unfortunately, it was a good rubber match. Giants took Game 1 in exciting fashion, but the Dodgers, with apparently brought their whole fan base to San Francisco, came in SF and got the last 2. So, a bit unfortunate. What's our reaction, guys?
Drew, you can go first.
It sucks. Honestly, it sucks that I mean, last show we talked about this is probably the most big series of all time, like in terms of like standings and stuff. But like losing 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers, it's rough. I mean, now like the hunt for getting the advantage is gonna be much tougher, and obviously yesterday we couldn't win yesterday's game, but Fair plays the Dodger outfielder Outman. He caught the game saving cash. But like obviously it sucks that the momentum, they just kind of sunk the momentum out of us. That series alone. So, but we're only half a game behind the Padres. Hopefully we can hang in with them. For the last wild card spot, and but like we all said, ending can happen next month or 2, especially heading to end of September. But it sucks that as a Giants fan, losing 2 out of 3 to the rivals absolutely sucks. But
in the series
twice, bro.
Jack.
Well, me personally, I think the Giants should have won both the games, because Game 1 you did win 8-7, but then Game 2 you lost. But that was because you allowed the Dodgers to get 8 hits. Meanwhile, the Giants only got 3 hits, so they couldn't hit the wall of a barn in that game. So hitting was very inconsistent. Rafael Devers went 0 of 2. Julio Ramos went 1 of 4. Adames 0 of 3. Chapman 0 of 4. Young Ho Lee, excuse me if I say it wrong, he went 0 for 3. Schmidt 0 for 4. It's just all these key players were not hitting. If they had them simply just got a couple of hits, they would have definitely won this game. Now for the other game, when they lost in, I believe,
Yeah.
and it was an extra innings, 11 innings specifically, when they lost 5-2, they just had they gave up all those 3 runs in the 11th inning, which is extremely disappointing. And again, they did not hit so well. They only got 5 hits in 11 innings. Meanwhile, the Dodgers, they only got 6 hits. But the thing is, though, for the Giants, pitching was very, very inconsistent. So the Giants pitching was decent, but the Giants hitting was just not.
Hitting is awful. Yeah.
They got, honestly, during this All-Star break, they should get all the guys who didn't make the All-Star team. They should make a practice and get your shit together on hitting the ball properly, because you want to get in the wild card spot past the Padres, and you got to try to get past the Dodgers too. That's the important thing. And if you can't hit in the second half of the season, you're not going to be able to look to make the playoffs if you keep playing.
Nope.
Well, as you know, the trade deadline is approaching as well at the end of the month. I guess, do we have – I know we've been mentioning this past our recent episodes, but who's like the one guy we should go for that can help us out? Drew? Drew? Are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who should we get?
Well, if you want me to, I can go first.
Thing is,
Jack, go ahead. What you got?
Go ahead. Jack, you go ahead.
Well,
could he be the guy that's in the All-Star?
The Giants could trade Yastrzemski, and I would trade him to the Texas Rangers, and I would get Aldis Garcia, who's a powerful hitter. He's a good outfielder, and he's one of the more consistent players on the team. And he has got 20. He's just hitting the ball very well. So I would go for Garcia, or I would go for on the Rockies, Ryan McMahon, who's also a third baseman. So in case like Chapman were to get injured or anything similar to that, or if you want to play someone else at DH and move Rafael Devers to first, McMahon could also be the guy at third base, and he could also move to second base too. He plays multiple positions as well. So those are the 2 guys I would try to go for. Or I would do a Hail Mary and go for O'Neal Cruz on the Pirates, and he could be something truly special in a winning uniform.
Interesting.
Drew, do you agree, or you have someone else in mind?
No, I agree with Jack. I feel like your strength feed, he's good. He's pretty good outfitter, but his hitting's not been consistent. But I feel like we can also trade for a second baseman. I feel like Fitzgerald has been asked. I can't lie, but he's not been good. He's laid on the bench for no reason. I feel like he can definitely be traded for sure. I can also see what else I can see. Oh, I don't know who they trade for in terms of Fitzgerald. Maybe to the D-backs get Jonathan Naylor, but D-backs want young pitching. But I don't think the Giants are willing to give up young pitching unless they trade Hayden Bursong, if I pronounce his last name right. But yeah.
All right, and anyone in the chat that's watching, who you think and you're a Giants fan, or who you just thinking, who the Giants should trade for? Let us know in the comments below.
We'll keep it on it.
But yeah, let's get to our next topic. We're gonna go out hitting the soccer world, and last weekend we have witnessed a stunner, and probably the next rival in soccer, Chelsea, with the upset being PS3 3-0. And I was there at the game. I was there watching the game. They went over there. Pretty nice of it. But Chelsea pulling off. I didn't know much about them, but I know they're a good team. They're in the Premier League. And what a stunner. Jack, I don't know if you saw it, but what are your thoughts on it, of the upset?
Well, I didn't watch the game, but it is a shocker because PSG normally beats Chelsea, and PSG did win the I believe they won the Champions League. If correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
they did. Yeah, they won the chance for it. Yep.
But they are the clear favorites, and yet they get shut out 3-0. Like you didn't even score one goal.
I
You
saw
just-
the game, and they looked either maybe championship fatigue or something. Because Chelsea, the way they played was actually a lot aggressive. They were forcing a lot at their end, keeping the ball possession, and I didn't know there's this player named Palmer, and didn't know much about him, but man, that guy is skillful.
He kept doing the ice tray celebration every time he
The
scores.
ice tray signature. But yeah, Drew, what are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I watched the game live. Not at MetLife Stadium, but like watching TV. Yeah, I was shocked. Like Jack said, we all thought PSG would whoop them. Like they had the resume. They have the name for themselves. But I knew Chelsea were gonna be tough teams because they play a tough Premier League. Premier League is pretty tough, one of the toughest league in Europe. But it's just stunning that PSG didn't. I guess after the game against Real Madrid, they just kind of didn't focus on effort. Didn't seem like they weren't themselves compared to the game against Real Madrid. So I felt like, I mean, I did say it was going to be 3-0, but I was towards PSG side. But I guess I kind of got half correct, but it didn't end up going PSG way. But it sucks that they only scored 0. Chelsea they scored all the 3-1s in the first half. So PSG tried to come back, but Chelsea.
I mean, like as I was saying, like this might be the new rival. At the end of the match, there was fighting. The PSG coach put some hands on some players and did a little shoving. It was crazy. So we might witness a new rival in the soccer world. Congratulations to Chelsea. They showed what they're made of, and hopefully this FIFA club thing can keep going because it's definitely bringing a lot of excitement to the sports world, especially in soccer. There's a lot of fans.
Yep.
But now we're going to get a little touch into some NFL. We have a couple of news that was out during the week, and we're going to touch on the Jets. They do sign their young superstar Garrett Wilson on a rookie extension. And well, I'm just kind of curious. Like, do you guys think you should sign with about this Jets franchise? I know there might be some light in the horizon, but like, what do you guys think? Should he would have signed that deal? You think maybe he want to get traded? I don't know. I don't know. Like, he can make a trade that soon, but I'm just curious. Jack?
Well, first for Garrett Wilson, good for him getting the 4-year, $130 million extension. Deserves every penny. He's a very underrated receiver in the NFL. But then again, he does play for the Jets, so that can always go two ways. You can have a good season or you can have a bad season. And the Jets have one of the longest playoff droughts in sports history. I know they have I believe they have the biggest in NFL history, but correct me if I'm wrong. But Garrett Wilson, I mean, he's getting paid, so he can't really request a trade, so he can't do that.
Yeah.
But he might want to be out in a couple years because depending on what their quarterback is, just the Fields, depending on how he plays, maybe he could just get that money and then he might not have a good season. So that is definitely in risk when you're signing a contract like that with the Jets or committing to the Jets whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
What I've signed the contract, I would have signed it just to get paid, to be real with you. But he's not going to be long-term happy with the Jets. That's my honest opinion.
Drew, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, like Jack said, I mean, he's one underrated receiver in the game for sure, and he deserves every penny. But just he mentioned, signing with a team like the Jets, and he could have, signed with other teams, But I feel like Jack kind of just summed it up. I think he depends how Justin Field plays. this season or few seasons, he might request a trade at some point in his next 4 years. So I think that I think he will do that at some point.
Yeah, like I know the Jets, they probably not the top of the mind, but we just knowing this franchise, I know there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Eventually, we we hope we hope for their future, with Aaron Glenn being the coach, and see where this team goes. But for Wilson, I just think because that Rodgers sparing didn't work well. We'll see what Jackman, how Fields will do. He had a good season with the Steelers. Yep, with the Steelers, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so we'll see. But I would look, Wilson definitely deserves some money. He's definitely a young superstar in the horizon. So best of luck to him and to the Jets. But all right, sticking with contracts, we're going to touch here in the Bay Area. The Niners. Fortunately, they try to negotiate with Juwan Jennings, but he is not happy, and now he's at a point where he wants to be traded. And I know for the Niners, I know for Jack and Drew, they're a long-term Niners fans. They definitely have some more insight in this. So, what's your guys' curiosity? Like, would you guys be mad if, let's just say, got traded, or what do you got in all this, Jack?
Well, first thing I want to say is there's always something going on with these damn Niners, especially receivers like Deebo Samuel. He wants to get traded, goes to DC. Brandon Ayuk, he gets hurt, wants to get traded, and is sending all these weird ass messages on the social media. Demarcus Robinson pleads no contest to DUI. It has a few years probation. Now Juwan Jennings wants a new contract, or trade my ass. There's always just something with these damn receivers.
Because you guys, I mean, the Super Bowl's here. I mean, Santa Clara, but it's here, California.
It's literally it's like, stop with all this freaking drama. That's college BS, not professional BS. Stop being a drama queen. First off, Juwan Jennings had a hell of a breakout season last year, and I think he should definitely get a contract. I think he was asking for a little too much. I believe he was trying to ask for 17, 18 million per year, like Cooper Kupp numbers. I would try to give him 13 million per year. That's like a decent bargain. It's a good amount, not the amount that he wants, but it's still a fair amount. So he could stay with the Niners because he's really good on this team. And if he goes, then besides the guys that you currently have for your wide receiver roster, I mean, all you got is Ayuk, who's still in recovery mode, and then Ricky Pearsall, who's in his second year. But this is a must-sign for the Niners. I wouldn't be surprised if they would have signed it within the next 48 hours because John Lynch is good at his job. They need to sign him as soon as possible because I'm tired, and I'm sure all Niner fans can speak for this. We're tired of the bullshit drama. So get your shit together, sign him, then cut the crap, and just wait for training camp to start in a few weeks.
Yeah, any Niners fans watching? What are your reactions to this drama or this wide receiver meltdown here in San Francisco? And keep you updated in the All-Star. We got our matchup. It is going to be Cruz versus Caminero.
No, it's Cal Raleigh versus Caminero.
Oh, Drew said, sorry. So that's our matchup. We'll keep you informed who will win it. So, Drew, what's your take? You've been a Niner fan, and this drama before the Niners season, who knows, could have another shot and perhaps maybe a Super Bowl. Just going to throw it out there. But this is their best shot. Got the Niner fan base behind you. What do you think, Drew? What's going on?
I feel like every year is like this, Someone is asking for a contract extension or trade, every year. And somehow John Lynch either does the deal. I mean, he always does the deal. I mean, he does his job already, I wouldn't surprise if they, sign him next 48 hours or so. But, I mean, John Lynch is John Lynch. He does the job pretty well. I mean, he's one of the best, but he does his job well. I mean, I feel like every year, like like I don't know, maybe a few years ago, Debo was asking for extension, and then freaking Ayuk was asking for extension. Like years and years and years. Some of them guys are asking for extension. I mean, John Lynch does his job. I mean, Debo's on the Commanders now, and hopefully they can get it done because we need them. Jack just mentioned, Jawan Jennings had a hell of a year last year. Hell of a breakout year. Hopefully we can have him back.
There you have it. But folks, if you're watching, Niner fans, what's your reaction of Jawan Jennings possibly he wants out, or he wants his money, but he also wants to be out as well. So let us know. All right, getting to some little NBA Summer League action. We got the matchup probably everyone's been eyeing on. Cooper Flag against Bronny, and right now Bronny in the Summer League in general we're definitely seeing some improvement. He's definitely getting a little more skillful in this competitive league, and I did saw some highlights as Bronny did had a game-winning shot that looked pretty good. Fortunately, didn't went in, and there was some little smack talk between the two. Drew, what's your reaction on as well as Cooper Flag?
And just himself.
Just how well you think he did.
Okay, the game between Bronny James and Cooper Flag, that's probably the most expensive game in Summer League history. Someone paid $2,500. That's how much it was. That's how expensive it was. $2,500. And courtside for that game was about at least $3K. Those seats are not cheap. But Bronny James, he had a couple moments where he scored the first 2 baskets of the game over Cooper Flag. But both of them didn't have the game that everyone would have wanted. Cooper didn't shoot the ball well. He only had 10 points. Shot 5 for 21 that game alone. Bronny had 8 points, 3 of 8. Like Mon said, they both had they both had their shot of winning game or extending game. For they both missed their shots, but it definitely lived the hype. There was some trash talking. But there was a couple of moments where Bronny was claiming Cooper Flag, and then Cooper responded with a bucket. But overall, it was a good game. It definitely lived up the hype. The next game that Cooper Flag played, he dropped 31 against Dale Harper, the top 2 picks of this year's draft. But it was definitely worth the hype for sure. I actually liked that game. Yeah. It was entertaining the whole game.
Jack, I don't know if you've seen that matchup between Flag and Bronny.
Well, I watched the highlights of that game. I haven't been paying too much to the Summer League. I've been mainly focusing on the Warriors off season. Now they still haven't done anything. That's
still waiting.
I'm not going to do that because I'm going to lose my damn mind again. But Cooper Flag against Bronny was a good matchup. And Bronny still has a lot to learn, and so does Cooper Flag because he's still a teenager. He's still 18, 19 years old, I believe.
Yep, 18.
But in that game, he scored 10 points. I mean, he shot 0 for 5 and 3. He shot 5 of 21 shooting. So he played all right. I mean, he's a first overall pick, so he's going to have certain expectations versus others. And Bronny, he had 8 points, only shot 2 of 8. Regular, 1 of 6 from 3, 3 of 4 free throws. So Bronny James got a lot of work to do instead of being his daddy's shadow all the time. But I think Bronny, he's still got a lot of work to do. I think he'll be a decent player eventually. He's not going to be like his dad at all. I'm just going to be real about that. But it was a good matchup. I saw there was one point where they were bumping each other back and forth, but then it winded up being a foul. Bronny fouled Cooper Flag. But it's still good to see some young aggression in these kids, and kind of makes me feel old for saying that because I'm like freaking 25 years old. But yeah, I think I believe this was a good matchup, and they'll definitely see each other on the court in the future.
Well, sticking with Flag, other recent development is the Mavs are going to shut him down for the summer league. We've seen only a couple matches of his performance. You guys think this was a smart move, keep resting him, or should we maybe should he stayed a little longer just to at least see more highlights or just see more development from him?
Well, Amon, what do you think about the Mavericks shutting down Cooper Flag?
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Yeah.
What do you think of the matchup?
Yeah. So yeah, for the Bronny and Flag, I didn't see too much, but I felt like I didn't see too much, but I saw at least the final shot Bronny had that would have definitely been exciting. So I don't have like too much of an opinion, but I feel like maybe down the line, if Bronny keeps raising his skill level, we could probably like see these two match up in the NBA, and it'll be kind of probably like a new rival. I know the age comparison is a little different and definitely different skills, but for Bronny, this is going to be a good test for him because Flag, just his ability, he's kind of already in that NBA level, just little improvements here and there. You know, being the number one pick, a lot of hype. You know, might probably like carrying the next decade, the next generation of superstars. Of course, is way down the line, the next 20 or something years. But I feel like it was quite exciting. And then for Flag, I guess for my opinion, for Flag staying is not staying, getting
Shut down.
shut down. I don't know. I feel like maybe he should stayed I feel like maybe he should stayed a little longer, like a few more matches, because only 2 matches. Like there's still some uh like cobwebs for Flag. Like he's definitely seeing his skills that we saw him in college with Duke, but it'd be still kind of cool to keep seeing him, see if he can fix his mistakes as he goes on. Then maybe by mid-season or midway of this tournament, then he could close out. Then may shut him down because then you guys could at least see, like, all right, we know what we need to fix and get prepared for the NBA season. That's my opinion. Drew? What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that a lot of no one picks are being shut down after 2 games. You know, only they care about is, or the only thing they care about is injuries. You know, they don't want to risk injuries. You know, but especially for Cooper Flag, for example, he could have played his college teammate tonight. You know, he could have played Con Knipple, which is his college teammate. You know, but I get it. You know, no, not. I mean, he's not the only number one pick that gets shut down. I mean, Victor, he got shut down after 2 games too. I mean, Victor, Zion, Cade Cunningham, a lot of these number one pick got shut down after 2 games. So I'm not really surprised that, this number one pick are getting shut down after 2 games.
Like, I get the whole injury thing, but I just feel like, for me, he should. I feel like he should stay a little bit. Jack, what's your take on flag getting removed in the summer?
Well, honestly, I'm not really surprised about it because you don't want to risk him getting hurt in the summer league, and he wouldn't get his chance to play in the regular season. I know the summer league's the summer league, and you want to step up, show you what you can do on an NBA court. But it's good that they decided to bench him so he doesn't get hurt. Because that's the main factor why teams do that stuff with certain players. You want to shut them down. You want to make sure they get healthy. And also they can learn while they're sitting on the sideline or watch film with, well, in his case, Jason Kidd or any coach of that whatsoever. So I think it's a good idea.
Yep. Not mad at you about that either.
Right now, keeping you updated, Riley at the moment just hit 15 in the regular round. He's in the bonus, so we'll see what his full total is as the Home Run Derby is slowly coming to an end. But sticking with the All-Star, we do have the All-Star game happening tomorrow. The good old NL and AL clash.
Bring
And
back the retro.
yeah, they're bringing out their retro jerseys. That what you mean, Drew?
No, I mean bring back the old, like they only represent the team jersey instead of
Okay.
instead of the
The NL
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, well, there's pretty much this what we're hang on, I'm sorry. Who you guys got for your All-Star predictions? I mean, there's definitely some youngsters as well on this team getting their first taste of meeting players they've probably seen when they were kids. So who you got? Who you think is going to be the All-Star MVP? Jack?
Well, I believe All-Star. I believe that first off, the American League is going to win the game, and that's what I believe. I believe that the MVP is going to be Aaron Judge, and he's going to hit a home run tomorrow in the game. That's my prediction. Aaron Judge is one of the best players in the game. He's a big-time fan favorite, especially for the Yankees and all MLB fans alike. Judge is going to hit a bomb. It's going to be a very, very far one, and people in Atlanta should expect it tomorrow.
Drew, who you got? Who's going to win? Who's your MVP?
Tomorrow's match is gonna be pretty cool. Is Tarek Skubal versus Paul Skeen as a starting matchup. It's gonna be an exciting matchup. But I think I'm tired of seeing the American League winning every single time. But hopefully this year's be a National League, and I think Ohtani will win MVP. I think he'll hit a home run.
Well, for me, I mean fortunately, this is the one I always loved the Home Run Derby more than the All-Star game itself, but we'll plan to watch it. So I don't have a complete top of my head, but yeah, I feel like I'm going to say it's either between Ohtani or Judge. But I just want to throw in a player. He plays for the Milwaukee Brewers. And before the All-Star break, he's been pitching quite well, and he's actually on the All-Star team as probably a reliever. So props to him. This is, of course, I'm not rooting for him for MVP. It'd be astonishing if that ever happened. But for me, I got Ohtani or Judge. I won't go with either both. People in the comments, what do you guys think? Who's going to win the All-Star? Who's your MVP? Let us know in the comments. But for us, that will actually conclude our stream. Bit of a short one, this one, but nothing really too nothing big news yet. But we'll definitely keep you informed in our upcoming episode this Wednesday at 7.
And we'll keep all of you updated on the Home Run Derby. We'll announce who the winner is on our social media.
So make sure to like.
Yep, we're now. Yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Like Jack said, we're gonna mention the Home Run Derby winner on our Instagram, and we're also gonna let you know the All-Star Game MVP also tomorrow. So
have a good one. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
See ya. Bye.
Have a good night, folks.
Have a night, folks.